Robert De Niro built a legendary acting career. He's won 2 Oscars and has been in countless classic movies such as Raging Bull and Taxi Driver. Up until 2015, he was widely respected as a serious cultural icon. Back in the day, he stayed relatively quiet and didn't involve himself in politics. In 2024, he reflected that he never cared about politics until Trump came along.
Did you ever care this much about politics?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm sort of not indifferent, but but I'm so angry about what's going on. I don't see how it can be avoided.
In this video, we'll examine how Trump derangement syndrome transformed Robert De Niro from a universally respected actor into a shell of what he once was. 2016 marked the first real crack in Robert De Niro. During the presidential campaign, he recorded a video for Vote Your Future, a Hollywood-backed Get Out the Vote initiative that, while claiming to be nonpartisan, was widely understood to be a vehicle for the anti-Trump movement. The video was slated to come out on October 4th, however, the production team decided not to put it out initially because they considered his specific rant to be too unhinged even for their audience. But come October 7th, when the Access Hollywood tape was leaked and it became politically safe for anyone to punch down on Trump, the team decided to release De Niro's footage. It shows him literally wanting to punch down on Trump.
I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, he's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt. He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face.
This wasn't a measured critique, it was personal anger on full display. After Trump won, De Niro appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live and was asked about wanting to punch Trump in the face.
How are you feeling today? Huh?
I'm not feeling good.
You're not, yeah.
No.
That also worried me, yeah. Are you still gonna punch Donald Trump in the face? Because you can now get arrested for that, I think, yeah.
I can't do that now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I have to respect that position, though we all know what he, anyway. We have to see what he's going to do and how he's really going to follow through on certain things.
For a moment, it sounded like De Niro might actually hold his fire. But just 2 days after that, he went on a podcast with The Hollywood Reporter and said that Trump becoming president made him feel the same way he felt after 9/11. And coming from a New Yorker, that's a hell of a statement. At that point, De Niro wasn't reacting politically, he was moving through the 5 stages of Trump derangement syndrome in real time. After this, De Niro's obsession would begin taking over his soul. By 2017, De Niro was a full-on political activist. He appeared at an anti-Trump protest in New York the day of the inauguration. This would be the first of many protests that De Niro would attend.
Just like our founding fathers, you can love our country and not love everything about it. That's understandable. You can love your city, as I do, and not love everything about it either. That may have been what I was thinking about when I said I wish you-know-who would leave this city. I don't care where he goes. I just never thought he'd go to Washington.
Next, he appeared on The View on February 3rd, 2017. He was once again asked about wanting to punch Trump in the face. This time he decided he did want to punch Trump in the face.
I always liked this about you, besides being a great actor. Before Trump won, you were a very outspoken critic of Donald Trump. I mean, famously saying before the election that you'd like to punch him in the face. Yeah!
Because he said that about somebody. He'd like to punch him in the face. And how dare he say that with a crowd? How dare he say the things he does? Of course I want to punch him in the face.
Right. Yes!
By May of 2017, De Niro was literally saying all he does is think about Donald Trump. 4 days after admitting that all he does is think about Trump, De Niro was accepting a Lifetime Achievement honor at the Chaplin Award Gala. During his speech, he abruptly veered into a rant about Trump, his administration, and his policies. Early 2018 brought an even more unhinged Robert De Niro. While introducing Meryl Streep at the National Board of Review ceremony, De Niro let loose a barrage of insults aimed at Trump.
Today, the world is suffering from the real Donald Trump. Come on, let's go. What are we talking about? Let's clap for that. This idiot is the president.
De Niro's derangement knew no bounds. No matter where he went, he was spewing anti-Trump propaganda. A few months later on live television, De Niro proved himself even crazier than we all thought. De Niro took the stage at the Tony Awards and made his feelings about Trump brutally clear with a profanity-laced rant.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert De Niro.
I'm going to say one thing. Trump. It's no longer down with Trump, it's Trump.
This was Hollywood's version of a church sermon. They absolutely loved every word. By late 2018, his outbursts became routine. At a casual Friars Club event honoring Billy Crystal, De Niro shouted, "Down with this motherfucker," referring to Trump. In time, he would start appearing on the mainstream media as an anti-Trump fixture. In a CNN interview at the end of 2018, De Niro vented about Trump, calling him a nightmare we will one day all forget. How wrong he was.
You know, I know what kind of person this guy is. He's a New Yorker who I never would want to meet. Never want to meet him, and now he's president. And the reason I wouldn't want to meet him is because of the kind of person he is. As we all know now, there's nothing new. It's just, it's disgraceful, but we'll get past it. It'll be one of those things that'll be like a nightmare that you remember. I'll be with my trainer, we'll be 5 years from now saying, remember all that stuff, how terrible it was? And at least I lived to see the time when this will all pass, like any nightmare.
Over the next 2 years, De Niro became a mascot of the anti-Trump media. He wasn't just criticizing the president, he was turning into a caricature. Every appearance followed the same script. In April 2019, De Niro claimed he had given Trump a chance, but said Trump turned out to be a loser. Which is interesting because, as we already established, that chance appears to have lasted about 4 days. But here's the clip.
You know what, Bob? Give him a chance. Why won't you give the president a chance, Robert De Niro?
No, you're right. That's what I said right after he was elected. Give him a chance. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. This guy has proven himself to be a total loser.
And of course, the audience cheered. De Niro had figured it out. Political outrage had become his way of staying in the spotlight. And he kept getting rewarded for it. Applause at every insult, laughter at every jab, and soon the pattern was locked in. No matter the venue, Trump would always come up. Even on a BBC talk show, while discussing the famous movies he'd starred in, De Niro couldn't help himself. He found a way to drag Trump into the conversation.
Today we have a kind of a weird, twisted president who thinks he's a gangster, who's not even a good gangster, because this is a guy that, even gangsters like honor among thieves, you shake a hand, you have your word. That's all you have, is your word, and they have your word, and that's it. This guy is not the case.
The host noted he hadn't even asked De Niro about Trump, though De Niro pretty much just offered this up.
I didn't even bring him up, ladies and gentlemen.
On the fake news, his comments grew even more unfiltered. In one infamous moment on CNN's Reliable Sources with Brian Stelter, he got bleeped on live TV, making himself look like a deranged old man.
This guy should not be president, period.
And when you say that, folks on Fox come after you. I remember the Tonys when he got up there and cursed. A lot of criticism of you.
Fuck him.
Okay, well, this is cable, so it's not an FCC violation, but it is still a Sunday morning.
Well,
I do wonder why you choose to go that way.
Let me say something.
Why do you choose to go that way?
We are at a moment in our life, in this country, where this guy is like a gangster. He's come along and he's said things, done things we say over and over again. This is terrible. We're in a terrible situation.
Live on air, he dropped 2 F-bombs in a row. The host visibly winced and reminded him it was a Sunday morning television show. De Niro shrugged it off and offered a half apology, almost amused. By this point, the outrage wasn't spontaneous anymore. It was performative. It was a role he had settled into. After the 2020 election, when Trump lost, he went on MSDNC to breathe a sigh of relief. He compared Trump leaving office to escaping an abusive relationship. It was clear that Trump being president was deeply personal to De Niro.
Robert De Niro joins us on the beat. Your reaction to this election, sir?
Well, I'm relieved. Very, very relieved. It's like, as I keep saying, it's like being in an abusive relationship
We don't know what's going on. Nobody knows. From one day to the next, I don't even think he knows what's going on. And as his niece, Mary Trump, said, I mean, that's it. Thank God, that's all.
And after this, De Niro remained relatively quiet regarding Trump. For almost 3 years, De Niro's public crusade against Trump went dark. For a while, it seemed like the saga might be over. But it was far from it. In 2022, Donald Trump announced his intention to run again in 2024. Once that idea became reality, Robert De Niro came roaring back alongside Trump. In late 2023, De Niro was honored at the Gotham Awards. What should have been a celebration of his career became a relapse of his Trump derangement syndrome. The teleprompter at the event reportedly cut out some of his prepared remarks, which included insults against Trump. De Niro noticed, and he was visibly angered. Live on stage, he pulled out his phone and read the missing lines himself.
I just want to say one thing. The beginning of my speech was edited, cut out. I didn't know about it. And I want to read it. It was, thank you. History isn't history anymore. Truth is not truth. Even facts are being replaced by alternative facts and driven by conspiracy theories and ugliness. Lying has become just another tool in the charlatan's arsenal. The former president lied to us more than 30,000 times during his thank you, years in office. And he's keeping up the pace in his current campaign of retribution.
He openly scolded the event organizers and their sponsor, Apple, for censoring him. The moment was tense and awkward. It showed just how consumed he was with his obsession. By early 2024, Trump was again front page news, running for president. De Niro did not hold back. After years of silence, he returned to the spotlight with even greater fury. In March 2024, De Niro appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live once more, there to promote another project, and once again, the conversation quickly veered to Trump.
You and I have something in common. We have both been immortalized on social media by our former president, Donald Trump. Yeah. We have, I think this might have been the first time he wrote about you. Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received he spelled two wrong, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night, truly believe he may be punch drunk, and then he says, at the end, he says, "Wake up, Punchy," he says to you.
Yeah, he's so stupid.
De Niro was back to his old ways, and the left loved every second of it. In 2024, when Donald Trump was charged with all sorts of nonsense, De Niro saw an opportunity. In May 2024, as Trump faced a criminal trial in New York, the Biden campaign deployed doomsayer De Niro as a surrogate. He showed up at a press conference on the courthouse steps to warn about Trump regaining power.
Somehow, he even got self-styled patriots to support a man who called for terminating the Constitution, and on January 6th, rallied an angry mob to threaten democracy, leaving death and destruction in its wake. That's why I needed to be involved and wanted to be involved in the new Biden-Harris ad, because it shows the violence of Trump and reminds us that he'll use violence against anyone who stands in the way of his megalomania and greed.
On his way leaving the event, De Niro was confronted by some Trump supporters, and deranged De Niro did his thing.
We step to the side right here.
You're not going to intimidate. That's what Trump does, to try to intimidate. We have to fight back. We're trying to do we're trying to be gentlemen in this world, the Democrats. You are gangsters. You are gangsters.
But the drama from this press conference didn't end with Trump supporters. In the immediate aftermath of this press conference, De Niro faced institutional backlash. The National Association of Broadcasters had been scheduled to honor him with their Service to America Leadership Award in Washington, D.C. However, citing the distraction caused by his partisan activism, the organization rescinded the invite, stating they wanted to maintain a focus on their bipartisan work. Far from toning down the rhetoric, De Niro doubled down. In a defiant statement to The Hill, while in comments to Sky News, he expressed no regret for his courthouse appearance. He reiterated his central warning with even more paranoid rhetoric, declaring, "You know my view of Donald Trump. He's a monster. He should not be allowed. Listen, he cannot be president of the United States again. Never, ever." For De Niro, the loss of an industry award was collateral damage in what he viewed as an existential fight for the country. De Niro also resumed his rounds on fake news programs. He joined MSDNC's political panels, sounding more deranged by the day. On the 11th hour, he doubled down on Trump's legal troubles, calling him a sick person who should never be allowed near power again.
Does it give you some sense, not of joy, but of relief at least, that he's potentially facing some consequences? Because, as you've said before, this guy's a con artist, and he's gotten away with it for years.
No, he's more than that to me. He's sick. He is really, genuinely a sick person that somehow has been allowed into our system. And I'm not calling him, I'm tired of calling him names. He just can't be anywhere near the office of the presidency.
Just a few weeks later, De Niro appeared on his favorite show ever, The View. This time he would up the ante. As a lot of victims of Trump derangement syndrome tend to do, he compared Trump to history's worst dictators.
I don't understand why people are not taking him seriously, because you read about it historically in other countries that they didn't take the people seriously. I think Hitler, Mussolini, they're fools and clowns. Well, and I hear it, there's some people, I mean, who does not think that this guy is going to do exactly what he says he's going to do?
Right.
What more do you need? It's almost like he wants to do the worst that he could possibly do.
Once again, he was bleeped when he was unable to hold his tongue. In the days leading up to the 2024 election, De Niro went all in with the Harris campaign. He appeared alongside other sufferers of Trump derangement syndrome.
There's one candidate who is only in it for himself and one who is in it only for us. And you all know who that is. Donald Trump is a threat to our Constitution, and even the people who work for him know he's a danger to our country. Pure and simple. General Kelly, his own White House Chief of Staff, warned us as much. Trump said he wanted generals to be like Hitler. He wanted generals to be like Hitler. This is crazy.
After Trump won the 2024 election, De Niro would remain quiet for about 6 months. On February 7th, 2025, he did a written interview with The Guardian and on the surface appeared to be somewhat accepting reality. "I'm not despairing," he replied, "because I always look at the bright side and hope that things will right themselves and that people will appreciate goodness and empathy and will try to do the right thing. But in truth, the contract said that no questions about Trump shall be asked in this interview, so this is likely why he held back." Just 3 months later, on May 14th, 2025, De Niro was at the Cannes Film Festival and was free to speak his mind and showcase his Trump derangement.
All these attacks are unacceptable, and this isn't just an American problem, it's a global one. And like a film, we can't just all sit back and watch. We have to act, and we have to act now.
By October, deranged De Niro saw himself as a political leader with immense influence. He called on people to protest and march for the No Kings protests happening around the country in an Instagram video.
The original No Kings protest was 250 years ago. Americans decided they didn't want to live under the rule of King George III. They declared their independence and fought a bloody war for democracy. We've had 2.5 centuries of democracy since then. Often challenging, sometimes messy, always essential. And we fought in 2 world wars to preserve it. Now we have a would-be king who wants to take it away, King Donald I. Fuck that. We're rising up again this time, non-violently, raising our voices to declare no kings. I'm Robert De Niro, asking you to stand up and be counted in the nationwide No Kings protest on October 18th. Visit nokings.org to find, volunteer, or host a protest near you.
A few weeks later, De Niro appeared on MSDNC's weekend show titled The Weekend to discuss the No Kings rallies and rant about the state of American democracy.
So he's a thing that doesn't understand. Trump does not understand anything about humanity, people. He has no empathy. I don't know what he is, but he's an alien. And he wants to hurt this country. It's something deeply psychological in him. He wants to hurt
people. He wants to hurt this country.
By now, it was unmistakable. Robert De Niro had lost any self-restraint when it came to Trump. Each return to the spotlight was louder, angrier, and more extreme than the last. What began as a heartfelt opposition had morphed into something almost obsessive. The legendary actor appeared at times more as an angry activist or even a parody of an angry activist, and nobody around him seemed able or willing to reel him in. After all the speeches, insults, and outbursts, what has Robert De Niro's crusade actually achieved? The consequences are not what he intended. Donald Trump was not destroyed by De Niro's words. In fact, he rarely even acknowledged them. Aside from an occasional dismissive insult, calling De Niro a very low IQ individual, or mocking his career, Trump never engaged in a real back and forth. All in all, Robert De Niro's Trump derangement turned him into a rambling old man, whose only hope of relevancy relies on bashing the President of the United States. From this day forward, Robert De Niro will be known as Rosie De Niro. Thank you for watching.